Today is Monday, April 15th, 2019, and this is the Kubernetes CSI implementation meeting. So going to our agenda, we have a couple PRs that need some attention. Whoops, what did I do? All right. We have this operation timeout flag. Okay. It looks like there hasn't been any change to this, so I'll go ahead and ping Andrew later today on that. Luis is also not here, so I'm gonna skip the cluster driver registrar stuff. And Patrick, you have an update on a Go update?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that, well, because I think we confused Xing a bit with what we were expecting her to do with a snapshot driver. This is basically your public service announcement that these updates are all just merging the already modified CSI release tools into the various components that pull from that repository. And the components that I've listed here, they currently have a new pull request open, which says Go 1.12.4 update or something like that in the subject. And that's all just pulling the updated Travis configuration from that shared repository. So in theory, everyone should just look at whether it makes sense to merge that pull request now. It's not usually that useful at that point to review the actual change in the release tools directory, because that is something that has already been merged and reviewed. In this case, it's trivial, but the PRO update, I think that was a bit more complex, and that was something that Xing then ended up looking at it when it hit the snapshot, the external snapshotter. I also would like to raise a question whether we should add any more repositories that use CSI or that should use CSI release tools and PRO and that don't already. So this is basically the current list that I work with, where I have enabled PRO testing, the CSI lipotil, CSI test, and this CSI release tools repository itself. They have the PRO testing enabled by default. The others, they have test commands that you can use where you can ask for a PRO job. And yeah, my question is, should we add any more to it?
I think the other one we can add is the resizer.
Okay.
That's all. I think that's the only one I can think of. Would it make sense now that the jobs are looking stable? Should we enable them on all of the sidecars?
That's what I was asking on Friday. Yeah, well, I guess I think it's ready. The question is whether you guys want to see it working for some other pull requests first, or I don't have a strong opinion. I think it's ready.
Yeah, then let's enable it.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. All right. Thanks for the update. Moving on to 114 stuff. We are getting very close to releasing everything. There's 2 or 3 more docs updates that are all in progress. And then we have a couple of sidecars left that need to be cut. Liveness probe, I think, is ready to be cut, so I will do that today. I think for external snapshotter, Xing, you're waiting on Andrew's change, is that right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Yeah, because otherwise, someone was complaining that it's not working.
Okay, I will go ahead and ping Andrew on that. Okay. And then once we cut these 2 sidecars, then we can go and update the host path driver itself to use the new images. So I think that should be good to go. That's all I have for 114. is there anything else that anyone is still working on for 114?
Not specifically. What I added to the open to-do list is that we need to remember to update the deployments. And I added a comment that it's not just for the deployment for Kubernetes 114, but also for 113, because we at some point discussed updating the host path driver. That's something that we can and should do.
Okay, and that's so that we can get the what is it, the raw block stuff to pass or something?
No, it's some sanity testing. The old driver returns unexpected error codes in some cases, and it's overall just an old version that basically becomes obsolete once we do the 1.10 release.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Yeah, I think once we can cut all these sidecars, then we can go ahead and update the host path deployments.
But you're right. The raw block support is actually something that we now then also will have on 113, and we didn't have it before. So yeah, that's true too.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. All right, moving on to 115. Let's see. We have a number of things going on. There's a change out to implement the usage metrics for CSI drivers. Also regarding metrics in general, I've been starting to take a closer look at this, and I'm wondering if we might have some gaps, at least for like provisioning, maybe attach. I'm not quite sure about attach. But I know for like the operation latency metrics that we have for provisioning, they don't, they're not covered by the existing metrics because it's all offloaded to the external provisioner. I need to double check if external attacher has that issue too, but.
No, attacher is fine because it hits the controller, and then it still hits the controller, and the wait for attach loop enters. So yeah.
Okay.
The volume attachment object is created by this thing.
Yeah, because I mean, so the operation latency also waits for that volume attachment to be updated by the sidecar before it returns. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. So then I guess it's only the provisioner where we've lost some information.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to see if there's an easy way to fix that, or if we need to come up with some new metric or something. Okay.
Yeah, let's file a ticket there. See what we can do.
All right. Sounds good. All right, and then there's refactoring going on for the kubelet plugin manager to make it a reconciliation model. Sod is reviewing that. I think it's shaping up, so it's getting close. All right, so going into our main projects for 115. We are targeting resizing to go to beta. And I guess right now the main thing is we want to also include online resizing as part of that.
Yeah, but the online, not like the CSI resizing and this online resizing are two different things, right? Not really related, I would say. But yeah, if this online resizing lands beta, then automatically the CSI resizing will also have beta enabled. So there are two different things. That's how I would treat them.
Okay. So at least for the offline resizing part then, we don't need a cap for it, is that right? It's just the same as the alpha one, unless we want to add more details to it.
Yeah, there's a PR open. I already have a PR to update some of the details, like addressing SAD comments in the CSI resizing cap. I'll guess I can add some more details to it, but we don't need a new cap, I guess.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds good. Okay, and this is these are all the items that you've scoped out that we'll need to do for beta?
Yeah. There's one refactoring going on by Matthew about like to use work queues for resizing in the entry.
Okay.
It doesn't really affect CSI because for CSI it'll be all external. So CSI resizing metrics also I think will miss because
Okay.
because it's completely external.
I see. Okay, yeah, we'll have to figure out how we can like capture that somehow. Same issue as provisioning. Okay. All right, and then the other thing is mainly we have to implement resizing in all the drivers.
Yeah.
And get those tested. Oh, and also for migration, we need to have that migration layer for resizing.
Okay.
I think Chang from AWS is working on that part. I don't know if he's been syncing up with you on that.
Not yet. I'll ping him and figure it out. I'll ping him and work it like what's up.
Yeah, so I think Fabio is maybe getting the EBS implementation up in the CSI, and once that's up and ready, I think.
Yeah, Fabio has a work in progress request for that. I'll see if we can move that to done, and then we can test it out, the migration bits.
All right. Cool. Thanks for the updates. All right. Next up is migration.
So there, besides the ongoing thing that Chang is doing around resizing, the only other update I have is around the inline volume support. So I pretty much did it the way we discussed last week, and it's looking pretty good. One interesting issue I ran into was with GCPD. The way the CSI driver handles GCPD for CSI is it depends on IDs based on the region or the zone tags, and that's not something that's there as labels in the entry volume format, in the inline volume format, right? Like there are no labels.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to get a reference to the cloud provider and query it up, and then match the labels and stuff. So that'll probably take a little longer, but once that's up, I can get it tested.
Okay, that's interesting.
It might have a slight hit. We can discuss this more in the migration meetings, but this is like one of the areas where I think like scale might matter, as in like performance might degrade slightly because we have to do all these extra queries out to the cloud.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, you might need try syncing up with David on this.
Sure, yeah.
I forget if he accounted for this by having like allowing for some like unspecified or unknown region zone.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if he accounted for that in the driver itself, but I would sync up with him on that, and I think he's back today.
Oh, he's back. Okay, excellent. So yeah, we have the regular sync up on Monday evening, so we'll talk there.
All right, cool. Thanks for the update. Okay, and then the third thing for migration was the attached limits.
Yes. So I think Jan was looking at that as part of the attached limit cap.
Yeah, I have a cap out there which briefly touches inline volumes too.
Right. So that's the first item, right?
Oh, okay, cool. Excellent. Let's just drag this here. Okay. I will take a look at this soon. All right. Sounds good. Cool. Thanks for the update. Next up, I'm gonna skip over raw block. Ephemeral volumes.
Yes. Same status as last week. I have some PR that are in flight. There's been some movement. I think one of them got merged recently. But I'm still working on that one. You're looking at the mounter device skip. I haven't done anything today, but that's where I'm going to update some of the suggestions that are in there and repush. And hopefully this week I should have all of these merged, so I can get back on track with some of the other corrections that need to be done there.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I think this is the last thing that's remaining. Is that right? The mount device?
As far as the refactoring, yes.
Okay.
Mount device, I think we've already done the one.
I think this next one you have is no longer needed. Is my understanding correct here?
Which one is this?
I think this was the original
fix. Yeah, that's the original one. Yeah, that's the original one. So I'm probably gonna stop on that. But there are some other reviews that happened right after. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because I think the this first one, this mount device fix should address the second one, right?
Yes. Yeah, that second one was just a workaround. So the one on top is the actual thing that needs to happen.
Okay. Excellent. Yep. All right, thank you for the progress on that. And I think from a driver perspective, Kevin merged the image driver. So I think we have that for testing potentially.
Host path, we had worked on host path as well. So host path
Oh, okay.
There's a PR out for host path with support. We've extensively worked on that toward the end of last quarter.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, let's can you add that PR to this list too, and we can go ahead and review that as well.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up is cloning. I'm gonna skip that since John is not here. We talked about the CI, and also John's not here, so I'm gonna skip the drivers part. All right. Is there anything else that anyone wants to bring up? All right, then let's go ahead and end our meeting for today.
Right, see ya.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.